Hey guys, Jack here, looking out this beautiful window for the 60 for 60 challenge, day 19. This one, again, is gonna be longer than the 60-second thing, but it's cool. I can link to it on Insta and on Twitter. Been speaking to a lot of you, and there seems to be a common theme that keeps running through with my students, my acquaintances, and my friends, in that your home life is somewhat destroying you. Some of you are in spaces of pure anxiety. Some of you are surrounded by people that are telling you to just stop after all the time that you've invested, because they want you to pursue a nice, safe, easy path. A nice, safe, comfortable path. You're working in a factory or working in a supermarket, as my course leader told me to go and do. The thing is, you know what you're about. You know what your dream is. And you have told yourself, this is what I want to do. This one's going to be a bit more stern, by the way, guys. Just paraphrasing. You know what it is that you want to do. So why are you letting someone else talk you out of it? Why are you letting them talk you out of it? You know that's the problem, right? And I'm sitting here, I'm taking pauses in this video because I'm giving you time to think. Think about what it is that somebody else is saying. Now, those are the toxic environments where you come home and someone's there going, meow, 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 why can't you do this? Why aren't you? It's like, okay, cool, right? There are lines to be drawn in the sand where you go, right, I am living under your roof, whether you're 13, 30s, whatever, right, or above. If you're living under someone's roof, there are obviously rules. Sometimes you need to pay rent. Sometimes you just gotta take out the trash, right? Keep things sweet and get on with your own business. Now, this leads on to the next spot, which is where one guy's living by himself. He's got his own place. From the sounds of things, it's quite a nice place. But herein layeth the issue. He cannot be comfortable in his own house. Even though things are set up right where they should be. It's an otherwise nice place. You can come in, do all the things he needs to do, play piano, make himself some nice food, have a nice comfortable bed, stay nice and warm, have internet, all the luxuries in life that we need. Absolutely wonderful. But in his own house, he is drawn by a huge amount of anxiety. This amount of anxiety is drawn in from the outside. He has a slightly different situation to those that are feeding him toxicity from at home. His is caused by his paranoia from the outside world seeping into his own house. He doesn't get to have the comfortable environment, even though he's got people there to back him up. So what's going on? If your home life is in absolute disarray, it's going to affect what's going on out here, right? If your home life is making you feel miserable, guess what you're going to do when you leave the house? You're going to feel miserable. If your home life is making you tired, guess what happens when you leave the house? You're going to feel tired. And you need to be on your A game when you get out here. This is the big leagues, people. This is the world. And it will eat you, chew you up, spit you out, because it doesn't even like the taste of you. It won't even give you the decency to swallow you and make it part of the digestive system. So you need to leave the house on point. You need to be walking out that house with intent and purpose, with your shoulders straight, ready to go, ready to take that action. If you can't do that, you have a problem. You have a big problem. So, the question now comes in that what are you going to do about it to either alleviate the issue, because you can't just remove it, or what are you going to do to remove it? If it's people that are within your house, Maybe it's a conversation that you had to explain it. Or maybe, if they're anything like, the times that I spent with my family, they don't, it's a case of talk is cheap. You need to see results. You need to see action, which means you need to be putting in that time and getting those results to show people. It's like I was saying yesterday, people will tell you to stop, even though you can see it. But once they can see it, oh, yeah, we believed in you the whole time. Okay? So if it's someone at home making your life miserable, figure out what you can do to either get them to change. Maybe you need to change. Maybe you're being a prick because you're being arrogant and uptight and uppity. Maybe you're not doing your fair share of chores around the house. It's an ecosystem, man. Do your bit. Pitch in. Yeah? That'll alleviate stuff. But at the same time, if you're then pitching in and then they're still stomping on you, time to develop some immunity, my friend, and get out of the house. Remember that you can always leave. There will always be a place on this earth that you can go to. Always a place on this earth that you can go to where there will be people that will be more than happy to help you out as you get on your way. And if that problem is seeping in from the outdoors, well then guess what? You're going to have to go outside and address it. Now you either go out and address it directly, or when you're sitting there with those feelings of just anxiety and hopelessness and despair and whatever negativity it is you're carrying, you step out of the house, you take those feelings with you, and you walk around or go to a place so that you can work on something and leave those feelings behind, and don't go home until you are in a good enough mood to get home and go, I look forward to being in my house because I can have a nice meal, I can maybe play my instrument for a bit, maybe watch a cheeky bit of Netflix, if that's your thing. Ain't mine, but whatever, right? You look forward to going home. It should be your place of respite, not, oh, I hate it here. If you're anxious about going home, then you're going to be anxious about taking a break in your life. And I know that we're sitting here bombarded with information about, you need to be working 80-hour work weeks. And yeah, right? If you want those big dreams, those big aspirations, you're going to have to put a lot of serious time in. But if your time quality is hampered by the fact that you're going home to an environment that is literally, and if you gamify this, right, is literally removing health points, it's removing stamina, it's removing, emotion points, it's literally draining your energy. If you're going home into these environments, you're going to struggle stepping out in the front, and you need to spend as little time as you can there. If you ain't working, get yourself down to the library, get yourself down to a church or some kind of religious building. I'd go for church because it's a default. Not to take up a new religion and find one of the many gods that we have as human beings, but it's to surround yourself by more positive people. Go to the library and learn some new things. Spend some time on the internet. Build yourself up. Get yourself in the gym. We all know we should be looking after our physical health, and yet we're all letting it slide. We are not setting standards for ourselves and upholding them because we go home and switch them off. Because we go home and go, well, I did my bit outside, and I've put my mask on and I'm tired, so I'll do my dishes tomorrow and I'll do that. And if you let your standards slide at home, you are going to let them slide the second you get out. Because at home, that's your base of operations in this crazy world that's currently at war with itself and chewing itself up. We all like to live in a really nice, happy place where, we step outside and everything be chill, but over in the next neighborhood, stuff's going down. And sometimes that can escalate into yours. And if you ain't aware of that, you're in trouble. Big trouble, right? You need to have that fire in your soul, and you need to not let someone else quench that. Because you need to literally be able to step out in the morning and go, I am ready to do what needs to be done. I am prepared. I will, and then go out and go, oh, hello, Mr. Postman, how are you? Right, and off you go. But inside, you need that strong core character that nobody can take away from you. Whether you pursue your dreams or decide, that's not for me, I'll go somewhere else, right? You set this challenge. You set these goals. Don't let anybody else take them away from you. And if your paranoia is eating it up, you owe yourself one thing, and that is to address it or close it off, write it up on your cognitive behavioral therapy, do your pages. I did a video on that already. Go and check it out. Get it out of your system. You can't let others' toxic negativity crush you. Like I said, a reality check is good. A reality check is useful. If someone gives you some feedback that makes you go, ow, right? But it's true, fine. But if someone then takes it a step further by saying, well, you're not a world-class musician and you will never be, that part, that and you'll never be part, that's toxic. Because if you let that get ingrained, then that's going to stick not just to your musical abilities, your abilities in love, your abilities in life, your abilities in whatever. Then, if you go play it safe and you decide to do it, like some accounting job or whatever, because that's the ultra safe way to go. If you allow yourself to just be worn down, you will be worn down for the rest of your life by everybody who will be more than happy to stomp on you. And that's not just people in your home. That's people that you can meet in the street, people you can meet in the workplace, and eventually you will be so worn down and tired that you won't even have the energy to get up in the morning and snooze your alarm so you can go back to sleep and forget about the reality that you now inhabit. And that's the worst part, man. There's no worse feeling than waking up and going, I just don't want to do this at all. I prefer my dream world to my real world. You should be able to wake up and go, yo, my life is awesome. It's not perfect. I'm not some super uber duper mega celebrity with a bajillion pounds and an army of people waiting to, jump my bones or whatever. Like, whatever it is that what's working for you. You shouldn't be comparing your successes to other people's. You should be playing the infinite game rather than the finite game. What is this? Check out the Simon Sinek video. SIMONSINEK. Simon Sinek on the infinite game. And it's basically talking about the finite game is I want to make money versus I want to go out and just keep playing to whoever shows. Right? The finite game is, all right, I have a target and once I've reached it, I'll stop. And the infinite game is I'm just going to keep going. So you go, oh, my goal is to make money. Boom, here's a pound, right? If your finite goal is, I want to get out of here, then boom, right? You'll move out of the house, the toxic environment that you're in. You'll end up somewhere else. And then immediately you'll go, well, I did it. Neat. Now what? Right? You did it. That was the big goal. That's all you've been working towards. Congratulations, kids. You've reached your journey. Game over. Now you got to play it again. You got to find out a different goal. But the infinite game is, oh, I'm going to go to all these different places. And I'm going to see as much of the world as I can. And I'm going to do as much as I can while I'm here on this earth. And I'm going to just keep pushing through. Not, I'm just going to get to one place and that's it. Everything's going to be magic. It's no, I'm going to get to this next place. And then I'm going to do all this stuff so that I can then go to these ones, right? Your infinite goal is a series of goals that really just keep you moving. You need those. And if you're in a home environment that's toxic, chances are your finite goal will immediately be, I just need to get out of here and things will be fine. It's like, no! Like, I mean, well, yes, but like, actually no. Because you'll get out of there and immediately you'll go, woo, I made it! Yay, everything's good now. Why do I still feel so upset And like, I know about that, man. I came to uni thinking that everything was just going to be amazing and fine. I got here, started taking the classes, started doing the courses, and guess what changed? I learned a bunch of stuff, but my home life was still the goddamn same. Even though I'd moved out, even though I was keeping my roof over my head, and even though after all this time I'd come back to university to do my thing, I'd beat my finite goal of coming back, and I wasn't playing my infinite goal of going. Like, I'd forgotten about it. You know, I'd put easy gigs, I'd put my own music, I'd put everything on hold to be here and sort stuff out. And, you know, as soon as I was like, okay, cool, done the modules, that was it. And all that toxicity that had been sitting there creeping, waiting for me, that I'd left in a drawer closed somewhere, just jumped out and go, well, you haven't done anything. Now you're doing this, now you're doing that, right? I've fought this, I've battled this, man. I've been in a house where I've had my fair share, where I was so empty, I developed addictive tendencies. And as we saw from the Rat Park experiment, you know, if you're in an environment where you've got nothing going on, nothing to live for, you're going to turn to things you probably shouldn't. Get out of your toxic situation. Go and find something to live for and go and address the problems in your life. And at the same time, go and find something that will help you grow, that will give you energy, that will give you joy and give you excitement and give you that sense of progression. Because all you'll be doing is chopping away at the weeds instead of uprooting the problems and planting something of worthwhile value. If all you're doing is dealing with problems and negativity, you're just kicking weeds around, hoping the garden will fix itself. Nah, man, you got to reroot everything. Now, I hope this has helped, and I hope you stuck around long enough. This one went on a little bit more than I intended, and it's also the second one I shot. The first one didn't really cover it as well. Guys, I feel you on this. Get out of your house. Figure out something that's going to get you like absolutely sparked in the morning. And don't listen to toxic thoughts, right? People might want the best for you in their eyes, but they don't necessarily know what it is. You might have that idea, that real plan. Put it into motion instead of talking about it. Because if you're going, oh, I'm going to be this great musician, or oh, I'm going to be a great manager or whatever, and you aren't even playing, then yeah, I guess, you know, everyone else's thoughts are right. You know, if you're wanting to be a manager, you're not out there contacting people or learning more about the industry, then yeah, you're going to be met with those resistances because you... One, and this will be the last bit, unless I ramble on more, is when in a job, people will say, I will start doing these certain things when I get promoted. As if you need the permission of a position to give you the right to go and act in a certain way. That won't get you that advancement, that promotion, whether you're in work or out of it. Do you know what does? Doing the things that higher position would do before you're given it. You want to be considered as a great musician? Train like a great musician. You want to have a space where you're looking after yourself and building it? Start building it even though you're in a toxic environment. Start planting them seeds even if other people are trying to kill them. And this goes whether you're doing a music career, a law degree, whatever. Don't let someone else crush your ambitions, and don't procrastinate on them. Because the longer you procrastinate on them, the easier it is for somebody else to come in there and just step all over it. And the less able you are to take it. Advance yourself. Out. also peace.